Okay, yeah, that's way too bright. Let's see. Welcome everyone to a new video. Now, this video might be a little different from the other ones I've done. Bear in mind I have to speak a little quieter than usual because it is currently 12:30 a.m. and I'm supposed to be asleep on a school night. I have a research paper that's due tomorrow. So, but that's fine. I care about the YouTube more. Anyway, this is a different type of video because I'm going to start a new series. Now, this series is based off of the... Why did I say it like that? It's based off of this mobile game called Angry Birds Go. Now, I'm sure most of you who watch my videos, who are just as cultured as me, know what I'm talking about. You guys have already seen me play Angry Birds games here, like Angry Birds. But Angry Birds Go is basically a racing game between all those differently colored pigeons, right? And I don't know why, but it was so addicting, and I loved playing with the toys I had back then, especially toys that can move on their own, or move when, like, I moved them a lot. Do you know what I mean? Okay, but anyway. So, playing Angry Birds Go fueled my love for those types of things. Anyway, a little bit of background information, so like I can actually introduce what's happening. When I came out of my mother's womb, up until like a year before I moved to Staten Island, I loved cars, like toy cars, not like actual cars. Like, I wouldn't be able to name you every single car I see out on the street because I'm not that type of person. I just like game cars, like I have it here somewhere, right here. This is unfortunately the only telepod I could find. It was right here the entire time with my damage counters for my card game, which aren't really for my card game, they're for Pokemon and other things of the sort, but you understand. Anyway, playing Angry Birds Go and getting the experience from that game that shaped who I am today, kind of like, I don't know why, but a few hours ago, when I was thinking about that game, it triggered like a muscle memory inside of me, and I just had a sudden urge to play with these little shits again. Now, I don't have a lot of these, so I'm going to be using any car toy I have, like, for example, Bowser's bitch ass over here. Can you guys tell me if this is a good notebook or not? Thank you. But for example, fucking Bowser over here is going to be utilized a lot in these videos because I don't have all of the telepods. These are the telepods, by the way. You scan them in and you get like the car, but not the character. That was like a mechanic in Angry Birds Go. I never got to use it though. My dad would always give me like the actual cars, but never the scanner thing, which is unfortunate because I really could have used them. I wasn't very good at the game, I'll be honest with you. I didn't complete it. I never got the chance to complete it because I was too much of a dumbass to realize that there was another map after Rocky Road, and all I had to do was just click on it. And then when Angry Birds Go 2.0 came out, it just kind of like everything went to shit. It's one of the worst updates I've ever seen. But anyway, the game like no longer exists, so unless you have an Android, then you can like do some weird hacks. That's the only benefit about Androids, actually. But anyway, I'm getting too sidetracked. Enough with these. I've decided I'm going to find every single toy. Okay, my dad's still asleep. I've decided I'm going to find every single car toy that I have in my possession, in my shed, in my closet, in my room, in my closet, my couch, wherever. And I'm going to use them all to race. Now, obviously, I'm one man, and these toys aren't automatic. So what I'm most likely going to do is just make obstacle courses and push the carts and see who gets to the finish line in the least amount of time. That's what I'm likely gonna do. Now, the actual look at that. Yeah, the actual like racing video, the first one I'm supposed to record, I actually already recorded it, but I didn't do it with this little introductory because my dad started speaking and like he stayed in my room for too long, so I was like, nah, it's not worth it. So I could have done it right now, but it's too late. I gotta go to sleep. Anyway, on to the next part. This guy right here is gonna be my little avatar. Like those mangakas who draw like their little personas so that they don't have to show their face, like Gege or Gotoge, the authors of JJK and Demon Slayer. So this is gonna be like my little thing. His name is gonna be Porter. Now that has a double meaning. Like one, reporter, right? And two, there's this channel who used to do this exact same concept, like except with the Angry Birds plushies and putting them on carts, which is what I want to do, but I don't have the Angry Birds plushies. But anyway, he put Angry Birds plushies on like cars he had, like toy cars, and he would race them and like script the entire video. And I thought that was really cool. And the channel name was called Burt Porter. And I was like, wow, this is, how do I describe it? This is art, man. This is art. As for this dinosaur, I don't know where I got it from. I just remember my dad gave it to me and was like, paint. So I forgot what happened to his foot. I'm so sorry. There should be like an orange Sharpie marker. Yeah, I think it goes around his leg right here. That's like piss now that it's been years. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have any painting supplies, so this actual, I don't know what you call these, but these, like, mannequins, or these toys, don't really have any purpose for me, except being inspirations. I'm gonna add this guy into my card game, and I'm gonna give him, like, some cool stats or whatever. But yeah, this is Port. He's gonna report all the action happening in the races, and before every lineup we're going to have a small introductory about every participant and their track record and shit like that. And I'm gonna plan to mesh this video with the actual racing footage that I just took today. I'm gonna have to make a third recording tomorrow for the introductory of every single bird, or I mean every single tour. So yeah, that's what I plan to do. And there's gonna be an OG lineup, a new lineup, seasons, like shit like that, or maps, terrains. Once the summer hits, I can actually go outside and not freeze to death, and like make my own track and shit. It's gonna be really cool. So I've always wanted to do things like that. I remember in my old iPad, I had videos like that, and I just like, they weren't good or anything, but they were fucking entertaining to watch for sure. Somehow better than the videos I produce now, which is crazy because I didn't even know how to record properly. I would just shake around the camera and point it to whatever was happening. But now I'm learning, right? Now I have more experience, and I feel like I'm ready to do something like this. I'm ready to evolve the channel and take it to the next step. Speaking of the next step, after this whole racing shit, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things YouTube related, because I realized that there's genuinely levels to this shit. And me not knowing how to edit properly is a very huge disadvantage for me. I'm just saying that. I'm gonna need something like that, especially now more than ever. But I do think that the rawness of my recording, like barely any editing, barely any cuts, is gonna help add to that nostalgic feeling that for some reason people are leeching onto so desperately. Nostalgia isn't very sustainable, but... So, about the cars themselves. First, starting off, we have Matilda. Now, Matilda first made her entrance in the public eye in Angry Birds, right? The car she's in, however, is from a game called Angry Birds 2, which, as I explained, is basically like Angry Birds Mario Kart. The little QR code here is for the telepod, which is a like trophy stand that you place on the camera of your device, and then you can scan the car in. The actual car itself has 2 fat wheels at the back and an omnidirectional ball for spinning purposes, I suppose. The only thing that I feel like hinders this car is the fact that the front wheels don't work. Maybe the front wheels not working is a good thing because it allows the ball to work, but I wouldn't know. If you also see the propellers at the back also indicate that this car is made for high altitudes or flying, as the game suggests. This next car, I have no idea what it's called actually, but if we just look at it, we can see that it has a rocket booster at the back for going fast and what appears to be either an engine or maybe like pistons at the front. This is a very standard red car, 4 working wheels. It has no flaws actually, except for not having anything too special about it, but it's a good car. Yeah. This next one, I think is from the same company that made the red one over there. My friend from kindergarten used to call this a Lamborghini, but I don't think that's what that is. Now, wait, let me adjust the camera. If we look at this closely, it has a fin at the back. This probably helps it go faster and like improves the aerodynamicy. Is that a word? I'm not sure. Okay. Editor, please tell me if that's a word. But anyway, this car is 4 working wheels. It has a very lean design, and on average, compared to the red car, if I move it slightly, the orange car goes way further with the same amount of force. And I think that's because of the design. Now, does it have any flaws? Yes. Its slim build and uncontrollable speed could very much cause it to fall down in high altitude situations. So that's the only disadvantage. But I think the pros outweigh the cons by a lot. Next car. Bowser. Now, Bowser's car doesn't really have anything interesting about it. It's a regular car, yellow base, 4 wheels that are all the same size. I think the design, I don't know what the design does here scientifically. I mean, I don't think it really does anything considering Bowser's like a fat chud. So any like aerodynamic properties of this car are just immediately negated because this guy's so fucking huge. But Bowser's like really fast in this car. And I think the fact that his car is so evenly spread out will help him in the course. So, yeah. This next car doesn't really look like it's built for racing. It has this little section that it could carry around. So in team battles, or in team races, this could be very useful. It also has a little space in between, so if there's any racers, they could go in between here and they could drive without falling. The rigid wheels on the sides also help like knock off any grains or tiny pieces of sand or any particles that might get in this thing's way. So the only flaw I'd say it has is a chunky design that really won't help it go anywhere, but this is a pretty tanky car. It also has a shallow or a hollow inside, so it can't possibly get stuck on anything sticky. Definitely a car built for utility and terrain, but not sure about speed. Next we have not a car, but a train. I didn't think it would go that far. This train has a special ability. When it charges up, It moves automatically. Oh shit, we just lost him. Wait, hold up. It has a very slim design. It's not very stable when going for long distances. So let's say we were elevator right now on like a very tiny pole. I sent him from here all the way over there. He would probably fall down. He's not the steadiest, which doesn't really help him, but he is the fastest when charged up completely. So that's very important to note. This next car is kind of defected. It is a green... Actually, I don't know what the fuck it is, but when I first got this car, it had the same function as the train over there. And, you know, it actually has wheels built for heavy terrain. It has an outer shell which could break, but just the sheer size and density of this car make it tanky. About the train feature, though, it's broken. And I think when I broke it by charging it too much, I think it took the back wheels with it. So these back wheels are kind of disabled, which isn't really good. So this car is going to like heavily rely on ramps and boosters at the beginning of any race. Apart from that, though, I think his design is by far the coolest. So I'll try and get him fixed, alright? Who knows? Maybe he'll do better in future events. But right now, we'll just have to see. This next one also isn't a car. This is a truck. No idea what this is for. These 4 buttons allow it to move and boogie or whatever, but the batteries ran out over years and years and years and years of not being used. Again, the multiplayer or the team game mode that I'm gonna host in the future is what this car is gonna most benefit from. Being able to carry a car this size is extremely important. Not only that, but it has the best wheels for any terrain. They're large, so it's not gonna get stuck at all. And I don't even know where you would place a rider. So it has this lever. I actually don't know how this thing moves, so... Surprisingly straight, like most of the other cars that I had back in my day that I unfortunately lost. Alright. When you line these bad boys up again, please stand by. These are our Generation 1 racers for the first ever, what would I title this? I don't know. I'll think of it. Egg Cup? Bronze Cup? Something like that. But this is the first ever lineup for the racing events. Thank you for watching. And I think there's another segment of this video later. Oh yeah, the actual racing. We'll get to that in a bit. I hope everyone's ready. Hope these racers are all ready. This will be the next segment of the video. As for the track, it starts up here with a ironing bed. The cars aren't actually going to go up here, by the way. Or actually... Wait, yes they will. Never mind. Let's just grab another CD. Alright. The racers will start up here in this track. Will slowly go down. And as they go onto the ironing bed, they will carry enough momentum to make it across the PS5 and the second CD into the finish line. The goal of this race is to find out who is the highest speed. And they will all be judged on speed. Not to the millisecond, but I will be judging them based on how fast I perceive them to be, because I am a horrible host and fuck these cars. Let's start off with Matilda. That's unfortunate. maybe... My apologies. I'm gonna cut this out of the video. There we go. Let's give her one more chance. Let's see what she can do. Unfortunately, she did not have enough momentum to finish the race. So, in the corner of shame you go. The red car. Beautiful. Not even a second. The orange car. This is literally like one of his tracks. So I have high hopes for him. Oh. Oh my God. No. Alright, next. Bowser. Great performance, once again. Another DNF. They're not getting enough momentum. That was beautiful right there. What happened right there? That was magic. I'm surprised that the train actually stayed on, and the orange one right there, the only one that actually got kicked off the course. I'm surprised he didn't make it. One more. Oh, shit. I gotta get him fixed. And for the last one, actually, let me remove Bowser. Got off the globes, please. Thank you. Make what? 3, 2, 1. Bravo. Bravo. So, the winners of this race, hold on, please stand by. And we are back. In third place, we have the Caterpillar. I'm gonna start calling it that, the Caterpillar. In second place, we have the train for actually making a steady journey and going with extreme speeds. But speaking of extreme speed, I feel like the red one did everything perfectly. It was fast, completed the track in less than a second, and it didn't stray away from the main path. So bravo to all of these. Nice. Hey, Minty here, talking eye to eye with you again. So, I was actually very surprised about the results of the races. Specifically about the orange one. Oh shit, I just got a notification. Okay, specifically about the orange one and Matilda. Now, I actually have the cars right here next to me, so let's bring them up. Let's discuss. The orange one, since I was so surprised, I'm editing that out. Since I was so surprised about the results of the orange car's performance, I actually did a bunch of other test runs, and the results were kind of similar. Like, he did make it, but not nearly as fast as, per se, this red guy. Similar, but not as fast. And in each test run, he was, like, about to fall because of all the twisting and turning. So, like I mentioned, my analysis was correct. The slim build, despite having a lot of momentum, was causing him to spin around a lot. So that's important to notice. And Matilda, despite this being like perfect for her, because she needs momentum because of the small car and the propellers being quote-unquote boosters, she never actually got that far. She only just barely was out of the finish line's reach. And I don't think that's the car's fault. It like literally can't go any much faster than that. It only has big wheels. So like I said, you need front wheels to actually unlock your car's maximum potential and go as fast as you can. So I'm gonna try and build maps more suitable for all the racers, but I'm actually pretty satisfied with how today's race went. So my hair is so fogged. I will be doing videos similar to this in the future, so if you're looking forward to that, please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.